Welcome back, everybody, to the Goldgell Getaways Travel Podcast. This is episode number 2. We are right on schedule to stick with it. I think this will get posted just in time for Monday, which is great. So welcome back, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you don't know who we are at Goldgell Getaways, we're a full-service travel planning agency here to help you plan your next destination vacation. Whether you have big kids, small kids, or no kids at all, we can help you plan wherever you want to go. And we're obviously really into Disney. And we're going to be talking about Disney again, just like we did in our first episode. Um, yeah, we're authorized Disney vacation planners, which means we know what we're talking about when it comes to planning a Disney vacation. That doesn't just mean to Walt Disney World. That is really to anywhere, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, ABDs. Where do you want to go? You let us know. Also, if you are interested in joining the Goldgell Getaways team, you can head on over to www.goldgellgetaways.com and sign up and become an agent. Probably not today, but somebody will get back in touch with you and maybe tomorrow. So, yeah, we've got not a lot of news this week, but we do have a really great topic and a great agent who's coming on to talk about it. Her name is Emily. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Josh.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Like you said, my name is Emily. I'm married to my husband, Doug. We've been married for 20 years. We have 3 children, Maddie, 13, Hannah, 11, and Nick, 6. We've been traveling to Walt Disney World. I've been going since I was a young child with my family. And then my husband, when he married into the family, I guess, as you would say, he found out and we started traveling together. Uh, right around 2009, we started traveling with more frequency to Walt Disney World. And we have also been to Disney's Vero Beach and to Disney's Hilton Head Resorts, part of that DVC family. I personally have experience traveling with my family of 5, planning trips with multi generations, bringing my husband's family along, bringing my family, grandparents, and then I think our special trips, our adult only trips to Walt Disney World, because it's not just for kids. And I'm passionate about sharing that with everyone. I've had the opportunity to experience a lot of the extras that I would say Disney has to offer. And I look forward to sharing that with you guys today as well. Some behind the scenes tours, some opportunities with food experiences, and some things that aren't just in the parks. So, fishing on the Seven Seas Lagoon, the ability to just rent a pontoon and spend some time out on the water with your family. In 2013, after the birth of our second daughter, I was diagnosed with celiac disease. That's an autoimmune disorder where my body has a response when I ingest gluten. And my oldest daughter was just diagnosed this past year in 2013. And then our youngest has an egg allergy. So we are extremely familiar with what Disney has to offer in the food allergies department. I think very quickly, uh, why we keep going back is because we enjoy all Disney has to offer. And then when I'm on vacation, I don't want to have to cook or worry about stopping and trying to search an app to figure out what we're going to eat. And so what we have learned is that we feel normal. We can go to pretty much any table service restaurant. Almost every single quick service restaurant in Disney has something to offer. So we're able to relax, enjoy all Disney has to offer, and be safe. Really makes it what I would consider more of a true vacation, not pre-planning.
Yeah. It's and another thing too, just to add on to that, I don't have any personal experience really with food allergies, but my wife, Taylor, her cousin, she has her cousin, sorry, he has a tree nut allergy. So the few
Hmm.
times that we have gone to Disney with them, this was way back. It's not like that long ago, but this was like in like 2009, 2010. Um, they really pulled out all the stops when we were going to a
Hmm.
restaurant to sit down. And I think there were even a few times where like they would bring out this like giant book of like maybe stuff he could eat or stuff that he couldn't eat or whatever. The chef comes out. So it's actually it's just like you said. I mean, they take care of everything for you. They make it really easy. Um, which is really great. So we'll dive deeper into that here in a few minutes. We don't have a lot of news to really talk about this week because I don't feel like there's been a lot that has come out, but We will just go over a few things here and there. So, and feel free, Emily, to chime in at any time with
Hmm.
anything you'd like to add. So we've got from Walt Disney World right now, food. Yep, food and wine. Nope. Flower and Garden Festival has just kicked off
Hmm.
last week, and I am super excited. We're going to be down there at the end of this month for a few nights before we do a little land and sea cruise, and so that's going to be pretty exciting. But not a lot of additional news coming out of Disney World at the moment. So if we head on over to Disneyland, California, or Disneyland Resorts, Disneyland California Adventure has their food and wine festival kicking off, which was March 1st, and it's going all the way to April 22nd. Have you ever been? I don't know. I may have missed that. Have you been out to Disneyland yet?
I have. Hmm.
Okay. Have you gotten to do this at all?
I have not.
Yeah,
No.
this is, I mean, in comparison to like what Disney World does with Food and Wine Festival or Flower and
Hmm.
Garden Festival, I actually really like this because they give you like a little punch card. It kind of gives you a little bit more value for the food that you're getting. And I don't know, the food out in Disneyland is just, I think it's rock solid. Like not rock solid to eat, but it's like it's really great. Offers a lot of good stuff, especially with quick service. For whatever reason, I think Disneyland has much better quick service than Walt Disney World does. Moving on to Disney Cruise Line. This is actually pretty cool that they have new character outfits for the Fab Five at Castaway Key. So now when you go, if you don't know, on a Disney Cruise Line, if it's in the Caribbean or kind of the Bahamas, and you get to stop at Castaway Key, the characters will be out and about and meeting you on the island, which is pretty cool. So we always try to at least meet somebody, typically on the walk out to Castaway, or well, the walk out to basically where the beaches are at. Typically, we'll see Jack Sparrow, um, Chip and Dale, Goofy, and Mickey and Minnie will usually be meeting with their like little
Hmm.
Disney Jeep. So new outfits are pretty cool. And I'm actually kind of surprised that I wonder if there was just some reason behind that, but kind of nice, little change of pace. So that's it. You got anything to add?
I did hear that Josh D'Amario was filming in front of Tiana's Bayou
Oh,
yesterday or the day before, so I'm hoping we're going to hear some news about an opening date.
yeah, that's right. I think is it a general announcement of like this summer,
Summer,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So that's exciting. That's exciting. A new well, it's not a
Hmm.
new ride, but a nice permanent overlay, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
reimagined.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That'll be good. So cool. No other real travel news coming out this week. Hopefully we'll have some more stuff later on. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so let's dive into our main topic tonight. So Emily here, you are well seasoned with planning
Hmm.
trips, as you said, for adults to families, multi-generational. Um,
Hmm.
and I think something really important that you had brought up this for the topic of this week in conjunction with doing some food allergies is just some of those enchanted extras that you can do while at the parks. And what you may not know, or maybe you do know, being whether you're experienced or not experienced in going to Disney World, is that you can have a really great time without having to be in the parks every single day of your trip.
Hmm.
There's a lot of variety. One thing on here that I think was a lot of fun, which we tried to make a video of, but it ended up being a little challenging, was Sangria University. So
Hmm.
it's an additional charge, but you don't have to have a park reservation. You don't have to have a park ticket. You head on over to Coronado Springs. You do have to book this in advance, but it's a lot of fun, and you get to learn a little bit of the history of making sangria. So, Emily, like, take us kind of like more into the deep dive of some of these extras that people can take advantage of, both in the parks and out
Hmm.
of the parks.
I'll start with Animal Kingdom. I think a lot of people are surprised when they hear that that's one of our favorite parks. It's not the Magic Kingdom. It's not
Yeah,
Epcot. There's just so much to do, and our family just really enjoys. I think more of the it's a little bit larger, the relaxing atmosphere of the park. We got the opportunity to do Caring for Giants and Up Close with Rhinos back to back in the same day, and I think what shocked us the most was when we were on the second tour, which was Up Close with Rhinos, and We had an amazing cast member giving us history about the rhino species and the poaching, and it was very educational experience for the kids. And then they brought out Dugan, and it totally was up to him. They were very clear about that if he wanted to participate in the enrichment event. And each one of us got the opportunity to interact with Dugan and spend some time um, touching Dugan, kind of learning about his likes and his dislikes, and just specific information about Dugan himself coming into the park, and then some of the offspring that they have been able to get, which is very important for the species to continue. And I was shocked that we got to have such an up close experience. Both caring for giants and up close with rhinos, I felt were quite reasonable. They didn't take a lot up out of, if you just did one up a lot out of your park day. And our kids walked out of it, and they were just beaming the rest of the day. And it's something that we really enjoy doing.
Yeah, well, the other thing too is all the time, Animal Kingdom seems to get the reputation of being the half day
Half
type
day
of park.
park.
Yeah,
Yep.
it does, right? I mean, everybody, because it's a larger park, obviously, especially with
Hmm.
Kilimanjaro Safari. But as far as the space for people to be able to actually walk around and do some stuff, one could argue that it's a half day park. There's not a lot to do, but
Hmm.
these additional things, which do cost an extra charge, you can't book them on Disney Genie Plus. So be aware of that. It's not going to be right on the app, maybe, for you to actually get on and do. But uh, it is definitely well worth it. Caring for giants is basically the up close kind of encounter that you get to have with the elephants. So they'll
Hmm.
actually take you backstage and give you a little bit of education, history. You learn more about them just in general. And
Hmm.
I'm actually really excited to do up close with rhinos. I'd love to do that. We have not gotten to do that. And just from you
Gotta
telling me
do it.
about it, I mean, you get to, as long as they're like cool with it, right? They want to, you might be able to get to like touch them. I mean, like that's pretty awesome. And yeah, so it's definitely a really great way to, um, if you're somebody who maybe is looking at, only getting single day entry tickets, right? So you're not park hopping,
Hmm.
you can only go into one park a day. This is a really great added bonus, I think, for
Hmm.
you and the family if that's something that you don't want to maybe have that rush of running from one park to the other park. But yeah, that's really great. It's an excellent way to extend your half day into like a full day. So
Hmm. Yeah, and I think our experiences with Wild Africa Trek and um, the um, other one, Savor the Savannah. There you go. Those, I think we did those on a couple's trip. And I think that just gave us an additional opportunity to do something that we hadn't usually done. And that's what we've been
right.
looking for in our Disney trips, because we do frequent going down there. And that's when people say, why do you keep going back to Disney? Because you'll never do it all. That's the beauty of Disney is they're always
Yeah.
creating these experiences, and they're always reimagining. And I have to say, with Wild Africa Trek and with Savor the Savannah, there was food that was made specifically for my food allergy. I
Hmm.
had a separate tin, and all of that food came from Tiffin's. So it was prepared by the Tiffin chef, and very safe, felt very inclusive. It was a great experience.
Yeah, that's when you are well, so if you've ever done, assuming you have done, if you're out there, listeners, the Kilimanjaro Safari, and you happen to ever see somebody out there like walking across the stuff and they've got the harness on or whatever, like that is the Wild Africa Trek. It's a super
Hmm.
cool experience. We've only done it as couples. We've not done it with any family. So kids, I think kids are able to go,
They
right?
are. They have to
Not at
be
a certain
over a certain
age.
age.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's not just for adults, but it is a really cool experience. Again, it gives you the opportunity to see a little bit behind the scenes of some of the stuff that's going on, and definitely
Hmm.
just a different perspective from in the safari. I mean, you get to go walk around and do that stuff in the park, and then you get on your own little truck and they take you around, and um, you get to have that little bit of food up there in the it's almost like a little pavilion up there
Hmm.
in the out in the grass. It's really, really cool. So I would highly recommend that. And another thing too is that if you're looking to do something like that on a budget, it's going to be a little bit cheaper in the summertime, but that's just because
Warmer.
it's Florida, it's a bazillion degrees and you're going to sweat the whole
Hmm.
time, but still a great experience all around. I mean, hard to beat. So
Yeah, there's not many places where you can, harness yourself in and walk over, you know,
yeah,
some
yeah,
crocodiles. Yeah,
yeah, don't fall.
and get really close to the hippos. I don't know if you got a chance to
Mm.
feed the hippos when you were clipped in,
Um, I,
but we
I
did
don't,
get to do that.
yeah, I don't think we did get to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think we did. Did we get to feed the hippos? Did we get to feed the hippos? Oh, we did. Oh, Taylor says we did. I don't remember, but oh, okay. Yeah. I do remember that part, but I don't remember actually getting to like try to feed them. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, man, that was that's definitely an experience I would hands down do again. It was so good. So, what else we have?
So then going over to Epcot, there's behind the seats, which is extremely reasonable. I have found. I did bring um, a coworker with me down in October of 2023, who is a huge gardener, and so a book that, even though I had been a couple times before, brought her. She really enjoyed the experience and the way that Disney uses aquaponics. And my husband and I did a few years ago the La Cava experience, which would be an adult only experience. It's a little more expensive, but really enjoyed the opportunity and to try different tequilas and really learn a lot about how tequila is made, um, with uh, a expert that Disney has brought in that sources tequila for Epcot.
Yeah, apparently, so we haven't done the La Cava experience. That would be a cool one to do as well. Um, we have done behind the seeds, and I don't know if it's like this now, but at least, a few years ago before the whole world shut down, you could walk right up and usually get a same day tour time to
Hmm.
come back and do it. So I don't know if that's still the case. Obviously, everything we're talking about today, you should absolutely be booking in advance. Um, Talking to your travel agent, Emily, who can help you book it in advance.
Hmm.
But
Highly
so look,
recommended advance.
yeah, absolutely, right? La Cava, for anybody out there who is a Breaking Bad fan, apparently they just had uh what's their names? Walt and Jesse there because they went into business together for a tequila. So they were actually serving some of their tequila there. So I guess can you like just give us a little deep dive of the La Cava experience a little bit more?
So you kind of come in, they set you up. You start off with a margarita, which I thought honestly was a little dangerous to start out with, but they start you
Hmm.
off with a margarita. You have chips and guacamole,
Well,
and
hold on.
then
Did you eat first before you came here?
of course we did.
Okay, okay.
I'd highly recommend you do that.
Right.
But they do set you up with chips and guac, and then they have tasting. So they're not full shots of tequila. This is not meant to be a time where you're going in and you're getting intoxicated. This is meant to actually understand the different types of tequila
Hmm.
and what you like and don't like. And then there's pairings to go along with the tequila. So tasting pairings.
Okay.
So it might be, cinnamon for you to smell. It might be some fried crickets that they want you to try. Well, that was an
Yeah,
interesting
I
experience.
I bet it was.
They'll do mezcals, and so I think it's about 7 different tastings, and so I think it's like
Okay.
a half of a shot. It's not, and it's meant to be sipped.
Right. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. So and this is and I don't think that we blatantly said this, but most of everything that we've talked about so far has been something where you will have to have a park ticket to come into the
Yeah.
park,
Yes.
and then this will be an additional cost for that as well. But
Hmm.
again, yeah, I mean, like adults only trip for anybody out there or people out there who always are saying that, like, how can you have a good time as just adults? Um, I think this is a really great way that Disney tries to find experiences for those adults who are there
Hmm.
to just be able to come in and enjoy their time. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's a really, really great option. I want to, so I want to jump around just a little bit here, real quick. because we've done this. I want to say maybe it was Keys to the Kingdom. Maybe was that only in Magic Kingdom?
Hmm.
Okay, so
Correct.
there's another one. I'm trying to think. There was another kind of behind the scenes tour that we did where we started in Epcot, which is kind of similar to Keys to the Kingdom, I would assume. But they actually got to take you around. You went back into the back of Epcot. You went into the American Adventure Pavilion. You got to look at how that attraction operated, and then they took you around to some of the other places in Disney. You got to go to like where they make all of the clothes and outfits and
Hmm.
character costumes and things like that. So again, another like really great, awesome kind of added bonus. You do have to have a park ticket. I think it has to be a park hopper actually for that one. But again, just another option that's not only for adults, but you know, if you're an adult and you really love to kind of pull the curtain back and see what's behind the curtain and look at all the magic, how it's created,
Hmm.
it's a good option. So
Yeah, and I think also at Magic Kingdom, there's the Harmony Barbershop, and it just worked out for us for my youngest, his first haircut right before the world shut down. We got to go over to Harmony, and the interactions with the cast members. I'll cherish those pictures forever. And they did a
yeah.
great job of keeping him still and getting his hair cut, and we'll have those pictures forever. So I would highly recommend, and very reasonable. Have to have the park ticket,
Right.
but again, a very reasonable experience. Has to also be booked in advance.
Oh yeah, that's one that I
Hmm.
mean is what's do you know what the window is on that? Is it 60 days
I think it's
or
60 days.
60 days? Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that does book up like you got to be on like 60 days to get that type of reservation for what you want.
Yep, and show up
Um
early. You can ask to have a photographer if you show up
oh,
early for your appointment. So we had a Disney photographer. We have the Disney photo pass. I have Disney quality pictures.
nice. Oh, very
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hmm.
I have very little hair left on the top of my head, so going to the barber shop is not on, you know, it's not on my list of things to do, but it is really cool. I think it's a really great, whether your kid is going to remember it or not, you know, I think it's really for the parents, right? I mean, it's a
Hmm.
cool experience. And a nice just like little added bonus on your trip, you know, and it's something
Hmm.
where I think if you're again, we don't have kids, but we have traveled to Disney with children many, many times. So it's a nice like little added way to kind of, in my mind at least, avoid the hustle and bustle and rush of trying to get from one place to the other. You know, you can
Hmm.
just kind of sit down and relax. They get that opportunity to relax if they're cool with getting the haircut. Sometimes they're not, but you know, it still is a good experience nonetheless. So, but yeah.
All right. Well, I think we could hop over to, fishing on the Seven Seas Lagoon, pontoon rental. There are other fishing opportunities you can get. You don't have to go to the Seven Seas Lagoon. Disney will offer, you can go over to Crescent Lake. There's other fishing experiences, but the one I did was on the Seven Seas Lagoon. We were in a pontoon boat because we were a larger group. It was one of those
Mhm.
vacations where there was multiple generations. My dad's a huge loves to fish for bass, and when I found out that Disney had stocked the Seven Seas Lagoon with
Mhm.
bass, I was like, okay, we're doing this. And I think in the 2 hours we were on the lake, we each caught 8 fish.
Oh wow.
So I mean, it was
Nice.
literally put a pole in, take it out. So it
Yeah.
was it was really we were quite busy
Yeah.
hooking and unhooking. And they take you to a variety of different spots on the lake, and so also brought us out some snacks and some waters and some pops, and because my mom was not into fishing, but she enjoyed her time just kind of tooling around the lake and
Yeah.
watching her family reel them in, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
It's a good again, it's another like kind of relaxing, more relaxing
Yeah.
part of your vacation, you know. And a good option too. I think we tend to see families who want to go and maybe not spend every day in the park. And
Mhm.
some people are like, how can you go to Disney and not spend every day in the park? But I mean, but like this is how, you know, there's lots
Mhm.
of other things that you can do, whether that's at your
Mhm.
resort or somewhere else that um, you know, it's
And
again,
I highly recommend that. I think if you're going to plan your trip and you're going to go park, 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 you're gonna be exhausted.
Right.
I mean, the
Yeah.
resorts have so much to offer, and if
Yeah.
you go during the holiday season, I mean, not going to the resorts, you are missing so much that
Yeah.
you could be seeing that Disney has to offer by just doing
Absolutely.
park, 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 park.
The first time that I went to Disney World in 2009 with Taylor's family, they were joking with me that like I would need a vacation after that vacation, and they weren't wrong because
They
that was
weren't wrong.
definitely the way that they had attacked going to Disney
Mhm,
World. They only went once a year, and they would go a little bit longer. They would usually go maybe almost 10 days, but
mhm,
it was like we got up in the morning, we went to the park, we did a
mhm,
bunch of stuff. We would come back sometimes for lunch and maybe like a couple hours at the pool, but then you're going right back out and you're there till
mhm,
like the park closes. So this is all of these things are like really great opportunities to just dial it back a little bit if you felt
mhm.
like maybe your last trip was way too intense. You want to go back, not have that intensity. This is some really good options for you. So yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to go fishing, you can just rent a pontoon. They are first come, first serve,
Hmm.
but you can have the opportunity to take your own pontoon out, and I know we brought the kids, and we were down there, and the kids just were amazed that we were on our own pontoon. They called it their little private boat, and that we
Yeah.
could be tooling past the Magic Kingdom, and they could be seeing the monorail go by, going past the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, the
Yeah.
Polynesian. It was really relaxing.
So to piggyback off of the fishing and the pontoon rentals, have you guys done like any of the fireworks cruises
We have
on the
not.
pontoon boats? Oh,
Not.
so that's another really great option too for everybody out there listening is that in addition to all of these things that you can already do, you can also rent one of these pontoon boats. They will come with the driver, right? So a cast member will take you out there because it is dark out, but they'll set you up right in Seven Seas Lagoon, kind of right out in front of Magic Kingdom, and you can watch the fireworks right
Mhm,
there on the water. It's super cool. They usually have some drinks for you, Coke products, a few snacks, and then afterwards, they pipe the music in too. Afterwards, if the timing is right, because it kind of depends on the time of the year, I think you'll actually be able to see the water pageant parade that they do with like
mhm,
I don't remember what all the characters are, but it's pretty cool. It's an awesome, just kind of different perspective. It's a different, just kind of opportunity. You don't have to be
mhm.
like crowded in there with
I
everybody
know.
inside the park. It's nice. It's more relaxed, and somebody else is doing like taking all care of like all the driving for you too. That's what I'm always like about is, I don't have to worry about the boats next to me because somebody else is,
Nope,
worrying
not at
about it for
night.
me. So
Yeah.
yeah, so awesome, great opportunities.
Well, do you wanna dive a little bit into food allergy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing I'm gonna highlight is that if you do have a food allergy, what I recommend is going onto Disney's website and perusing the menus. They have all the menus available on the Disney World website for the quick service restaurants, the table service restaurants, and finding out what you like to eat and what's available. I think that really helps you kind of choose where you want to go. And then when you get there, ask to talk to the chef. I cannot emphasize that anymore. And because there's things they actually can make or modify, you might have additional dishes that you can have that aren't
Right.
available on that menu. If you're at a buffet, you can ask to get your food prepared in the back. For our family, cross contamination is a huge issue.
Mhm.
And so sometimes, depending on, and I'll get into a little bit with BOMA, but some of the buffets, I'm more comfortable saying, hey, I've walked through the buffet. They'll give you a um, little paper menu that says what you can have and what you can't have. And I'll kind of go through and circle what I want. And then I'll ask them if they can bring it to me from the back.
Oh, that's
And
that's
that way you
really
can
nice.
completely avoid it.
Wow, that's really nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, I especially I mean, nothing against children, but sometimes those kids get a little carried away with, grabbing from the buffet. So that is a really great option that they will,
Hmm.
prepare that in the back for you and bring it out, so
And then I'll talk to you today a little bit about my favorites. Maybe, especially if you have celiac disease, you're not able to have gluten. I'm from the state of Minnesota. I have one restaurant in our town of 130,000 that does have a celiac kitchen. So we have an N of
Oh,
one
wow.
that is a safe place to eat. I think quite close to the Twin Cities. I can make the trek up there. There's a few
Mm.
restaurants up there, but to be in a place where every restaurant, every quick service has something to offer really truly is, I don't know, they've knocked it out of the park and to put a metaphor to it. So I'm going to start off kind of going by parks first. At Hollywood Studios, uh, 50's Primetime Cafe has fried chicken. I remember I showed up, I hadn't had fried chicken in years.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, "We can do this." I was like, "You can do what?" So to have a safe fryer, to have safe ingredients, and the food I think at 50's is solid. I think it's
Yeah.
consistent. I think it's a good experience. Um, we enjoy it there. Some of our favorite restaurants at Epcot are Temp and Oto's. Regal Eagle is a great for quick service. They have gluten-free and dairy-free options. Tempanoto, they do even going to backtrack to a hibachi, where
Right.
usually there's soy sauce with wheat in it everywhere.
Hmm.
They'll even give you some options. They'll prepare your food first on the hibachi grill, or you can
Oh,
ask for your food
nice.
to be prepared in the back.
Oh, nice.
So they'll kind of give you a bunch of different options there. You also can have gluten-free sushi there, which is something that you can't get
Yeah.
most places.
Right.
So that we really enjoy that. One thing that can be tricky and you need to do your research on, I'm happy to do that, help you with that. If I am planning your vacation, is the festival booths. They'll usually publish their menus, and then a few days later, out will come kind of the allergy friendly options that are in the booths. And so you can kind of go through, peruse what you can and you can't have. And again, confirming with the staff once you get to the booth is extremely important because when they're having the festivals, they can sub items out
Yeah.
because they are serving mass quantities of food. So you always want to check with those booths to make sure that what you're eating is truly allergy friendly.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the food booths in general are I could see a place where maybe a lot of people might want to steer away from, but
Hmm.
it's definitely like you're saying. I mean, especially during opening weekend, which is a rough weekend,
Hmm.
even for Disney, just to get the regular food out, is always really, really important. Just stop and ask. It don't, it's okay. Like they're not like nobody's gonna be mad or frustrated or upset.
No.
Like they're there. They want to make sure that your experience in the parks is as
Hmm.
best as it can be, as magical as it can be. So, um, you know, it if you're interested, you saw it on the menu, just double check and ask and make sure.
Hmm.
Don't just pass by because you know you're unsure or a little afraid. Just stop and ask. So that they are 100% help, like willing to help in any way that they can. So
Yeah, and I think that really speaks to I think their level of customer service,
absolutely,
which they
absolutely,
excel. Disney excels at customer service.
yeah. Have
Hmm.
you? So, how many festivals have you been able to go to?
I've
Have you
been
been to
to them
all of
all.
them?
I've
All
been
of
to
them?
all of
Yeah.
them.
And so
Hmm.
every festival they've had something
Oh,
for you
absolutely.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
Hmm.
like that's and I think that that's like really like the big Disney difference compared to some other places, right? Just down the
Hmm.
road. They have a really great food festival at a much smaller park and it's not as allergy friendly for their guests coming into there. So it is really that Disney difference. And again, like the worst thing in the world that Disney wants is, especially in today's day and age of like social media, they
Yep.
don't want something like this going wrong. So like they're going to go above and beyond to like make sure that your food is safe,
Hmm.
what you're getting is safe, and that the experience is great. So you know, don't miss out because those festivals are like top notch. So
And there's fun and there's other entertainment that's
absolutely,
happening
yeah.
during the festival. I'm heading over to Disney Springs. Raglan Road does have gluten-free fish and chips and gluten-free onion rings, which can be pretty hard to find. There's Aaron McKenna's Bakery, which is the egg-free, dairy-free, gluten-free place for you to get your sweet treats.
Where is that at? Where's the bakery at
It's
in Disney
not that
Springs?
far away from Raglan Road,
Okay,
kind of over by the boathouse, that general
okay,
area. Yep.
okay.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to remember. Disney Springs is as a place that just is changing so much. Are those
I
like the
know.
only two options, or like those are the two options? Those are like your favorites to go
Those
to.
are my favorites, and again, I
Okay.
think we can speak to that too. Like, right now, I'm sharing our family favorites, the things that
Right.
we like to eat. I think with Disney, you'll find when people say, "What are your favorite restaurants?" when I'm planning for somebody, or "I wanna go where you go," and I go, "I can share with you where we go, but you
Right.
may love Liberty Tree Tavern." I like it there too. But I also
Yeah.
have 3 children, so I think at this point, we've steered a little bit away. We'll maybe do 1 sit down big meal where we have a
Hmm.
fixed price. But when I have a 6-year-old with a food allergy who's already,
Right.
he has autism, and so he doesn't eat a whole lot to begin with, we've kind of steered away
Right.
at this point in our travels, kind of from some of those fixed prices.
Right.
At Animal Kingdom, I think Nomad Lounge, I think it's becoming, it used to be our hidden secret, but I don't think it's a secret anymore. There's usually a long line to get in there at 10:30. You cannot book a 60-day dining reservation for
Right.
that. Our family rope drops.
Yep.
Nomad Lounge.
Yep.
Um,
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
and they make fresh churros there. So they'll kind of come out.
Yeah.
They come out, they're warm. They have dipping sauces. Um, and that's definitely for anyone. If you have a food allergy, you don't have a food allergy, you have to stop there and try those churros because they are so that good.
Yeah. No, Nomad Lounge has slowly uh become not a secret anymore. It is
No.
now impossible to like get over there unless you just for some reason time it perfectly right.
Hmm.
You might find a table, but it is really tough to get into Nomad Lounge. So great offerings, yeah. And the
Yeah,
churros
and
are
their small
just
plates are their food is solid. Again, it's a shared
yeah,
kitchen with Tiffin's. Um, they do a great job.
yeah,
We've never had a bad experience there. And then at Magic Kingdom, you know, we have dined at Skipper Canteen multiple times. They do have it tastes like chicken because it is. It's another fried chicken option. They did just switch out their bone-in chicken for a chicken breast. I'd have to say it's a little on the drier side.
mhm,
So I'm gonna say Magic Kingdom. They do have solid. They have options. Um, burgers, chicken strips, French fries. To me, there's nothing that sticks out. I'm hoping they bring back the bone-in chicken
yeah.
at Skipper.
Magic Kingdom for me, anyways, really tends to be the park I think that everybody loves to go to, but gets the rap for having the more traditional theme park style
Hmm.
of food to eat, right?
Hmm.
The chicken fingers, French fries. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? There's probably more kids and families
Yep.
going to Magic Kingdom than all the other parks, really. But um, I mean, Be Our Guest is back in there too. Have you guys been?
Yeah.
Have you guys done Be Our
We've been
Guest?
there.
Right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good option. So, but yeah, I'm always Cosmic Ray guy. I love going. I could just sit
I
in there. I
know.
don't even have to
When I
eat. I
go,
just
when
sit in
I
there and
feel like when
for the
I go
entertainment.
there, that's all I want. I just want the bacon cheeseburger, the French
Oh,
fries, because
right.
I'm at Magic Kingdom, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Some
Yeah.
of my resort favorites. I have to say, Animal Kingdom, Jumbo Kadani kind of blow everybody else out of the water. Boma, extremely allergy friendly. So when you get into Boma, you get your menu. You go to the very first meat station. The entire station is gluten free.
Yeah.
There is no gluten. So first of all, I mean, they thought about that. So where you start, it's not where you end. So you're not putting all this gluten on your plate.
Well, let me bring this to you because I
Mhm,
for somebody who has to be concerned about allergies, right?
mhm.
Not only are you saying that like this is your favorite place to go, but I think
Mhm.
the other thing that people are worried about is that it's African inspired and
Right.
it turns a lot of people off when they hear that because they think
Mhm,
like there's nothing there that's going to be there for them to even enjoy. So, I mean, you're looking at it from your perspective already, but
mhm.
you are also just enjoying the flavor. So I mean, like, just I don't know, maybe explain a little bit more to that for people who don't have to worry about an allergy,
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean,
but
it's
are maybe
African
missing out.
yeah, it's African expired,
Right.
inspired, excuse me, but yet there is plenty of dishes that are there. So there's the prime rib, there's the ham. I mean, they have sauces. But
Mhm.
again, Disney is also the opportunity for you to step outside your comfort zone.
Oh, I say
They're
that
going to
all the
have
time.
the kids station if you want the chicken nuggets and the
Yep.
mini corn dogs. They're there,
Yep.
but try something new. They have a cheese station. There's fruit. I mean, there is other options if you don't want to try some of the Disney, I'm sorry, some of the African inspired food, but it's really good. And I think
Yeah.
that's one thing when we brought our kids. I said, "Oh, just put a taste on your plate. If you don't like it, you can go back through the line again."
Yep.
And so they really have had the opportunity to try, like the peanut rice dish. They're like, "I will never like that," and then they come back and their plate's mounting
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
peanut rice. And then I think another for food allergies, there when they find out you have the gluten allergy, the chef comes to the table. They will bring you gluten-free bread. They brought me my own plate of gluten-free desserts. Trying to have me included and now my daughter included into that experience, knowing that we can't have some of the dishes
Right.
that are on the buffet, and you can't miss. I mean, gluten-free zebra domes, so you're not
I
missing out.
I'll pass on those ones. But maybe we shouldn't talk too much about Boma because it's definitely like it's in the top. I mean, out of buffets, I guess it might be our number one buffet.
Hmm.
We never really have a hard time getting reservations, so
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't push too many people that way, so that it's open for us when we want to
I know
go.
we have to keep it a secret, just like Nomad.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
If you head over to Sanaa, the bread service.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
another great one.
so good. So good. And then being able to partake in that. I mean, they'll bring the gluten-free naan out,
Hmm.
and that's one thing my husband and I really have enjoyed, when we've gone on our adult-only trips, is getting that reservation over at Sanaa. If we're lucky, we'll get a seat next to the window so we can, watch the animals, while we're eating and just have that opportunity, to kind of just be together, and it's a great shareable meal.
Yeah, well, it's Sanaa too is now to the point where you can't. Most of the time, we can't. If we can't get a reservation, we can't even get into the bar. Like, I
Mhm,
mean, it's just so popular with everybody wanting to do that bread service, and so,
mhm.
oh man,
If
I'm
you're staying there, you can mobile order it.
oh, that's right. Yes.
You
Yeah.
can, but
Yeah.
still not the same. It's not the same
Right.
experience, but you can get the food.
Yeah. Maybe take it outside and sit in the rocking chairs out there, and you can
Yeah,
eat
if
and
it's
dip,
not
right?
August,
So,
do it.
yeah, that's true. Yes. Or July, maybe too.
They're July, yeah, maybe the
But
middle of June, I don't know.
yeah, right.
You never know. The quick service at the Animal Kingdom, I think, is solid. I think they have a lot of experience, different dishes that are not just your chicken strips, your burgers.
Mhm.
I think they have a good variety. I really enjoy the gluten-free fire roasted tomato and herb ricotta pizza. Um, and I think you get a nice portion, for what you're paying for your meal. And then they do have the gluten-free zebra domes as well, both at the Mara and then over at the gift shop. Even though I know you don't like them, Josh, they're over at the gift shop, at
And
Kidani.
I don't understand the hype on the zebra domes. They're just not for me. Not for me.
At the Contemporary, we love Steakhouse 71, the stack burger at the lunchtime. We love to have
Gosh.
the steak. I have the filet mignon at dinner, with the um, potatoes, the different sauces for the steak. I think
Mhm.
I think Steakhouse 71 is solid. I also have noticed the reservations have become harder to achieve there over the last about 6 months. It's become a little more popular.
Yeah. I think it from when it kind of first reopened as Steakhouse 71, I think they were still trying to work out some kinks in there, the
Mhm,
service and the quality of the food. But I don't know. In our opinion, because we've been there multiple times, it's definitely like a place that we go to. I don't want to say all the time, but I mean, we're there a lot. Uh, Quality and service have been like great. So I wouldn't be surprised that it'll end up being another place that's probably difficult to get. So
and then as long as we're at the Contemporary, so this last holiday season, the Contemporary has their gingerbread display. They have their,
mhm.
cookies just like, Grand Floridian does when they have their large gingerbread house. with the different treats. They've started to offer friendly
Oh, nice.
cookies, snacks, sweets. So the contemporary had the goat cookie. So it was the goat that's on the mural that Mary Blair inspired there.
Oh,
And the
nice.
goat cookie, I have to
Yeah.
say, they knocked it out of the park. If I could recreate that goat cookie,
Is it,
I think I bought
so
like
what, like,
8 to take home.
oh my gosh. So what is it like what kind of
It was a
cookie?
sugar cookie, and it had, frosting on it, and then on top of the frosting, they had printed the goat,
Yeah.
but it had,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
um, like, orange rind in it. It was very good,
Oh, wow. Okay, nice. That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
and that's
There's a
something
lot
I've
of
seen changing over the last couple years as they've started
yeah,
offering, other options for people that have food allergies
yeah,
over the holiday season when they've had the
yeah. I
displays.
well, I think it's nice too. I mean, I appreciate you being on here and talking about this because just as you're like kind of going, like that's something that we do every year. Is we go around, we'll
Mhm,
just hop on the monorail. We, resort hop, to see all of the displays and the things that they offer, and just kind of having like an ignorant perspective because like, it's not something that we have to worry about. Not having any idea of like some of the things that they're now doing that's a little bit extra, which is really nice to hear that they're, taking that extra step and that extra initiative, right?
mhm.
To make sure that really everybody's kind of having that inclusive moment, and feeling. So, which is really cool. But I will try it because I mean, I'm always willing to try anything. So
And then over at Coronado, Toledo, the charcuterie for 2, can't be beat. They'll serve that with some gluten-free bread. If you're not really that hungry, you wanna go in, just have a couple cocktails, split the
yeah.
charcuterie. Toledo, you still can get reservations for, I feel, pretty easily at this point, because it's at a moderate resort. It's not considered signature dining, but truly, I feel Toledo is right up there
Well,
at that level with a signature dining restaurant.
yeah, I think they're also having a hard time with because correct me if I'm wrong here. It is it's the one that still has like the kind of like small plates, right? Is
You
it
can
more
get full
it's
entrees.
yeah, it's
Yep.
more kind of like Spanish
It's
kind of like
Spanish
food, right? Yeah,
inspired.
the cuisine.
Mhm.
I think that's what kind of holds some people back and that's why there's usually quite a few reservations for it. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's Disney a lot of times is a great place to just try something new. There's usually always something you can fall back on at any of the restaurants if you get something you don't like. And what better with Toledo too? You can still have that opportunity to go back out on the other side and see fireworks, right?
Mhm. Yep,
So
'cause it's a yep.
yeah.
Then it's a beautiful, beautiful restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And then last but not least, to share over at Port Orleans, so another moderate resort, I think a very nice resort to stay at, the Scat Cats Club Cafe. So they have gluten-free beignets,
Mm.
and if you ask, they can attempt to modify. They usually will do like a seasonal, beignet,
Oh cool.
but you have to ask. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't, but even
Yeah.
just the solid regular beignets with the chocolate sauce,
Okay.
not to be
I
missed.
Yeah, I know. I did know that. I did know that they had those at the gluten-free beignets over there. Like that is a place that is not to be missed. If you have the opportunity, right? If you're maybe taking a day off, looking to do some resort hopping, you
Mhm,
could easily maybe go and start your day over at Disney Springs and you get yourself a coffee at Gideon's. That's what I love.
mhm.
Then you can take the boat over to Port Orleans and do a little dining over there or catch some of the entertainment and absolutely get the beignets because they are really, really good. So we actually we're staying at Port Orleans at the end of the month for a few nights. We have some friends who are coming down. The last night we're going to switch hotels, but they're like admission to come hang out with us requires a bag of beignets from Port Orleans. So we have to, we have to get some beignets to take over with us. But yeah, they are really good. So yeah,
We are
great
also heading
options.
down at the end of the month.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Very
Mhm.
cool. What are your dates?
March 30th through April 5th, we fly out.
Okay. Oh, so you're going to be hitting kind of the Easter
Hmm.
mix of spring break. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll be cutting out just before the start of the weekend. So we'll be out, I think, on we'll be out Saturday morning. But yeah. So,
And then we're heading back
awesome.
down, of course, for springtime. Surprise.
Oh, right. Yeah. How
Mhm.
what's your time length on that? What's the like you'll be down
So we'll
when is
leave
that
on
in
that on
April?
the 18th. We fly down, and
Okay.
then we'll fly home on the 22nd.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Good old springtime surprise. Yeah. Excellent. Let me ask you, this is totally off like side note here as we dive a little deeper into Disney stuff, but what
Hmm.
are the because I haven't looked at any of the races for springtime surprise. So where are we at this year with springtime surprise? Because it's a little is it still supposed to be different every year? Or have they changed it now and it's like the same thing every year for springtime surprise? But
For as far as the race distances,
well, no, the race distances I think are always the
they're
same,
all the
right?
same. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they're the same.
But it seemed like they were theming them a little bit different each year. No?
No, I mean they have different. They'll do different characters each year.
Okay. All right.
I mean, whereas marathon is usually always,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, but they
Right.
do different characters.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So,
similar to kind of what they do with Wine and Dine. I mean, they do different.
oh, right. Yes. Okay. So, what is it? Is it the 5K, 10K, and the 10 miler
Yep.
for springtime? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. All right. Yeah. Fun times. First year, I think when they brought that back, we did the 5K and it ended up being like only like a mile and a half. I think
Well, that's when it was at Animal Kingdom, right? It was storming.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Were you there for that one?
I was there, but I didn't run the 5K.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you didn't miss much since you didn't get to run, we didn't get to
I
run
mean,
the
I
full
did
thing,
get
but
my race cut short in January when we did the half of the
oh, this
half.
past January.
Yeah, the half of the
Oh,
half.
yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was yeah, yeah, my friend Tyler was a little disappointed, but he ended up having plenty of energy for the marathon on Sunday, so
That's
we did
true.
fine. But cool. Well, Emily, thanks for coming on and hanging out and chatting about some food allergies and chatting
Hmm.
about some of those extra little things that you can do to make some magic in your vacation, whether that's in the park or outside of the park at the resorts.
Hmm.
Any last thoughts or anything to add?
I think if you have a food allergy, you gotta go. You'd
Okay.
be missing out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They will no doubt take care of you top notch. They're going to treat you like a true VIP when you walk into
Mhm.
the restaurant. You let them know. So, because they, like I said, they don't want anything bad to happen. So, well, it
Mhm.
doesn't look good for them. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm supposed to have a better closing, but I really don't have any great closings yet as we kind of get the podcast restarted and back up and moving. But thank you, everybody out there, for listening and watching. If there's something that you feel like should be added, feel free to leave us a comment or send an email, something like that. You can find some way to contact us, I'm sure. And as always, if you're looking to plan your next destination vacation, make sure you head on over to www.goldgellgetaways.com, or you can send Emily an email. What's your email?
Yeah. It's yes, Jesky, EJAZDZEWSKI at goldgalgetaways.com.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and you'll hear us in the next one.